In addition to creating a show playlist, the Content tab can also be used to manage content, which has been ingested into the TMS. In this tutorial, we will explain how to manage ingested content within the TMS-2000. Additionally, we will also take a look at adding content as a live play source or LPS, in case you are using an SCL Mark I or Mark II centralized playback server. Please take note of the time markers provided on screen. They will help you quickly scan and navigate to a specific section within this tutorial video. In order to view and manage content within the TMS, click on the Content tab. By default, the Manage screen will be displayed. This screen provides you with an aggregated view of all the content available within the theater store, as well as the various cinema screens configured within the TMS. Alternatively, you can use the Location drop-down menu to view content from a particular cinema screen, or from the theater store of the TMS. All the ingested content available within the TMS will automatically be organized into 4 categories, which are CPL, DCP, SPL, and KDM. All the CPLs are further filtered into subcategories, like feature, trailer, advertisement, policies, etc. Clicking on each of these individual subtabs will list down all the corresponding CPLs, which belong to the selected subcategory. Furthermore, each of the CPL subcategories are color-coded, which makes it simple to identify a particular composition type when all CPLs are displayed. When the All CPL subtab is selected, the CPLs across all subcategories will be displayed for the chosen location. Information such as the CPL name, duration, size, KDM validity, etc., will be shown for the listed CPLs. You can click on a particular CPL to view additional information such as the UUID, frame rate, and aspect ratio on the right side of the screen. Along with these details, the locations where the selected CPL is currently stored will also be displayed. You can use the search function to search for specific content within the selected category and location. The transfer function allows you to transfer content between the TMS theater store and the cinema screens, or from one cinema screen to the other. In order to transfer a single, or multiple CPLs or DCPs, you need to select them from the corresponding subtab. Then, right-click on the selected items, and choose the Transfer CPLs or Transfer DCPs option, depending on the content type. A pop-up window will be shown. The left side of this window displays the selected content to be transferred, and the right side lists down the theater store and connected cinema screens, where you can transfer the content to. Furthermore, you can choose to initiate the transfer immediately, or schedule the transfer process by selecting a preferred date and time. Select the screens to transfer the content to, and then click the Send button. In order to monitor the transfer progress, click on the Transfer option under the View menu, to open the Transfer display window. You can also access it by clicking on this icon, at the bottom right side of the TMS interface. The Transfer display window will display the status of the content being transferred. Transfer tasks are grouped by their destination screen name. The percentage of completion is shown under the status column, and will be updated in real time. Similarly, you can transfer a show playlist from the SPL subtab by right-clicking on a particular SPL and choosing the Send to option. A pop-up window will be shown. The left side of this window lists the connected cinema screens, where you can transfer the SPL to, whereas the right side displays the content and information pertaining to the selected playlist. When the Send SPL with Needed Contents checkbox is selected, the TMS will locate the contents within the playlist, from all the available sources, and send them to the designated screens along with the SPL. Select the screens to send the SPL to, and then click the Send button. The TMS will initiate the SPL transfer to all the selected cinema screens. The transfer progress can be monitored from the transfer display window. The Verify and Quick Verify functions allow you to perform a verification check on the TMS content to ensure that the ingested files are not corrupted. Select the All CPL subtab and right-click on the content that needs to be verified. Choose either the Verify or Quick Verify option. Quick Verify will only check if all required files are present within the CPL, whereas Verify will check the data integrity of all these files. Once the verification process is initiated, the Content Verifier window will be displayed. The percentage of completion is shown under the status column, and will be updated in real time. If an error is encountered during the verification process, it will also be highlighted here, against the listed content. The delete function allows you to delete content from the theater store, as well as from individual cinema screens. In order to delete a particular CPL or DCP, select the corresponding subtab, and right-click on the content that needs to be deleted. Choose the Delete Content option, and click OK on the confirmation message to proceed. A pop-up window will be shown. Here, you can select the locations from which the selected CPL or DCP should be deleted. Once done, click on the OK button to delete the content from the selected locations. Notice that these cinema screens are no longer listed for the selected content, under the Additional Information section. Similarly, you can delete a particular KDM from the KDM subtab, by right-clicking on it, and choosing the Delete option. The Lock Content feature allows you to select certain CPLs which should not be considered for deletion, during the Auto SPL housekeeping activity. To lock a particular CPL, right-click on it, and choose the Lock Content option. A pop-up window will be shown. Here, you can select the locations from which the selected CPL should not be purged, when housekeeping is carried out by the TMS. Once done, click on the OK button. Notice that a lock icon is now displayed against these cinema screens, for the selected content, under the Additional Information section. You can unlock a particular CPL, by right-clicking on it, and choosing the Unlock Content option. The Skipping Duration feature allows you to configure the start time for any CPL, if you want to skip unwanted parts at the start of the clip. To configure the skipping duration for a CPL, select either the All CPL subtab, or the relevant subcategory. Right-click on the required CPL from the list, and choose the Manage Skipping Duration option. A pop-up window will be shown. Here, you can mention the skipping duration timecode for the selected CPL. In this example, we have mentioned a skipping duration of 45 seconds for the selected CPL. This means that the initial 45 seconds of the clip will be skipped during playback. Click on the OK button to set the skipping duration for the CPL. Notice that a scissor icon is now displayed against this particular CPL listing, under the Content tab. Please note that the CPLs configured with skipping duration can only be used in D-Cinema screens that have been configured within the TMS. In case you are using an SCL Mark I or Mark II centralized playback server, the options to manage content within the Content tab remain the same. The centralized playback functionality allows you to stream content from the theater store to any of the cinema screens, which have been configured for centralized playback within the TMS. This can be done by adding content to the screens as a live play source or LPS. To do so, right-click on the required CPL from the theater store, and choose the Add Contents for Centralized Playback option. A pop-up window will be shown. The left side of this window displays the selected content, and the right side lists down the cinema screens, which have been configured for centralized playback. Select the screens where the CPL needs to be mounted as a live play source, and click the Add button. You can check the status of the LPS transfer from the Transfer Display window. Once the status shows Done, the CPL has been successfully added for centralized playback. Notice that square icons are now displayed against these cinema screens, under the CPL information section. The green icon indicates that the content is mounted as an LPS, and is also available in the local storage of the indicated screen. The yellow icon indicates that the content is mounted as an LPS, but is not available in the local storage of the indicated screen. In order to remove any mounted live play sources, right-click on the required CPL from the content list, and choose the Purge Unused Centralized Playback option. Click OK on the confirmation message to proceed. A pop-up message will be shown, indicating that the LPS sources have been successfully purged. The way how centralized playback takes place in an SCL Mark II server is slightly different as compared to SCL Mark I servers. When any content is mounted as a live play source, it gets copied to the stream library first, and then gets added for centralized playback. Right-click on the required CPL from the content list, and choose the Add Contents for Centralized Playback option. Select the screens, and click the Add button. Open the Cache Display window by clicking on this icon. Here, you can check whether the content has been successfully copied to the stream library. You can view the contents of the stream library by clicking on this icon. After the CPL is copied to the stream library, you can open the Transfer Display window to check the status of the LPS transfer. Once the status shows Done, the CPL has been successfully added for centralized playback. In this example, we have added a test clip as LPS for Screen 2 and Screen 3 within the TMS. To verify centralized playback for this clip, we need to access the server interface for Screen 3. Under the Playback tab, create a show playlist which contains this test clip. Then, load this SPL for playback, and return to the TMS monitoring screen. Notice that the playback progress bar for Screen 3 is shown in green color. The green colored progress bar indicates that the content is being played from the SCL storage, and centralized playback of the test clip is successful. This tutorial is now complete. Thank you for watching.